We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity. And we're going through the video library. And I don't know. I hope you guys are internalizing, happiness and, the crazy dancing man video and, and the founder. So what do you guys think about just stop it?
I loved it.
What do you love about it?
Just that's really what it is throughout almost any I'm not sure the word I want here, but any problem to work through, just do it.
Excellent. Other thoughts?
How would you have handled that situation?
What do you mean?
If you were the situation of if you were the guy.
I'd have done exactly what he did. My wife doesn't like this video. Why
Why
not?
is that?
Maybe she resonates, with her. Ken, did you watch it?
I didn't get no, I did. I've watched it, but I didn't watch it like yesterday or whenever the email came out or whatever. But
Yeah, I didn't watch it yesterday either. But
yeah, I like it too, and I understand why some wouldn't like it.
why is that?
Because they think that it's not as easy as that. They think it's something they can't stop, or like they just don't. I think it's because they just don't think it's that easy.
Interesting. Is Ken teasing and taunting you all like he's teasing and taunting me? Why are you laughing, Cheryl?
I don't know, just
You're just happy?
I'm just happy with life, Mark, I guess. I don't know.
Like Kenny and Ken, how come you guys aren't on video today? So Ken, he puts things in words that make people feel good. You guys notice that about Ken?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, did you notice that about yourself?
No.
So Ken's goal every week pretty much is to get to know all of you better. And I'm becoming more and more convinced that the way to get to know others better is get to know ourselves better. Most people, it seems like, don't really know themselves all that well. So what are
Why
some
not?
funny? Because they don't want to. Why not?
Hang on, CJ.
Why don't they want to know themselves better?
What's up? You want more toast?
Because of their fears.
Hot dog?
They're not clear. They're not confident. They don't understand. They want to be significant. I think every human being is born to be significant. At the very core and essence, they want to be significant. But they either don't want to do what's needed to do to be significant, or maybe they don't know how. So what were some interesting things about, about the video? Just stop it.
Are you asking everybody?
Versus just talking to myself.
No, I thought maybe you directed the question at Ken or something. Okay, so one of the things I thought was interesting is that if it was something that he thought like washing his hands was okay, he didn't have to stop it. But if it was other people's things, they needed to stop it.
Right? Like that's one of the funniest things in the whole video is that. Like that's hilarious. Like that is so cool. Like she's a phobiac. But that's okay because there's lots of germs. So every issue that she had, she just needs to stop it. But when she has the same issue he has, well, it's okay. You don't need to worry about that. That is like so funny. It's so cool. Like I love that part. Good. Any other parts?
When he said stop it, and she got really angry with him because she felt like he wasn't doing what she wanted him to do.
Right? Like, isn't that cool? Like the first time, like it's like my 3-year-old granddaughters, the twins when they were 3, and then Lily when she was 3. So Jojo, Allie, and Lily when they were 3 years old. Man, I'm telling you, it was so awesome. Like they would act up and they'd be like, like so angry. And I remember doing this to them. Like they'd be like, and like throwing a temper tantrum, and Grandpa would be like, back at him, and they just stopped, and they're just like, and their little minds, I think, are going and saying, I don't know how to respond to this person. He responds differently than every other adult I've had in my life. It's not working with him. Normally it works, but it doesn't work with him. I don't know what to do now. And so they just stop and they just look at me and they're like, it's not working. My strategies aren't working. It's not working. And so he hit her hard. I mean, it was so awesome. It's just classic. So, okay. Yeah, well, we're not going to be here for more than 3 minutes. Okay. So I have 3 words that I think will, solve your problem. Oh, okay. Can I write them down? Well, we find that, people can go ahead and, they pretty much understand. Oh, okay. Stop it. Just stop it. It's like, so she's like nobody's ever told her that before. Like she's shell shocked. She's like she's shell shocked. She's like deer in the headlights. She's stunned. She's like, nobody's ever told me that. And so he seems angry. I love that. I don't know. Maybe this is where I picked up my technique. Mark, you seem angry. You seem out of control. Really? Why would you say that? Because your voice and the veins in your neck are popping out of your neck. You're red. Like, oh, okay. So I'm not angry anymore. And she's like, I don't understand. And he laughs. And he's like, yeah, I can't tell you how many people say that. Like, it's not Yiddish, Catherine. Stop it. STOPIT. Stop it. Just stop it. And then so she's stunned, she's shocked, she's never experienced, her brain has never experienced anything like this before, ever. Like it's never experienced anything like this before, ever. She can't process it. So then she shifts gears and she goes into, she goes into a gear of, well, I'm going to explain it to him. I'm going to explain to him why I'm like this. Oh, yeah, no, we don't go there. No, we don't go there either. We definitely don't go there. So she's got it down into this and this and this, all these reasons. And he's like, no, just stop it. And then he pushes her and pushes her and pushes her. I don't know if you have anybody in your life. You guys have anybody in your life that you try to manipulate them and you try to go ahead and, you attack them and you diminish and you do all these crazy things to them and it doesn't faze them. And they keep coming at you and coming at you and they want to help you, but you just won't let them. Do you have anybody in your life like that? No, it's okay. You do. Go ahead.
Sometimes I have people like that.
Do you? Interesting. Yeah. People, huh? That's plural. I mean, my wife has an English major, so I've really learned a lot from her education degree. So she has an English major or a minor. She has a minor in English. And so people is plural. So you have people like that in your life?
Yeah.
Really? I know the one. Who's the other?
Well, people like to tell me how I'm supposed to be.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Totally. I mean, but they're not going to come after you. You only have one person that'll come after you.
And that's okay.
I guess. At least you have one. Most people don't even have one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then he keeps pushing and pushing, and all of a sudden she gets this like, you stop it! Oh, no, you stop it! And he's like, huh. So we're you don't like this type of therapy. I don't like it. I do not like it. So we're going too fast. Yeah. Okay. And then did you see her little smirk? Yeah, everybody around me has that little smirk. It's like she won. She won the battle. She taught him something. Oh, I love when people do that to me. It's so cute. They have no idea. And he's like, okay, well, I have 7 words or what is it? 9 words. I have 9 words for you. She's like, and she flips up her head, hair back, and she's like, I have conquered this man. He now he's under my spell. And he says, you might want to write this down. Oh, okay. So what he did is he used her fear to help her to change. You don't see that because it's not money making. This connects back directly into the first one, happiness, where he says you go in for counseling and you walk out with 20 problems. You came in with 1, you have 20 because of the economic. He's got his doctorate in psychology, I think. And so what he's doing is he's criticizing his profession, which almost nobody does. I think I've only met one other person in my life who's ever does that. Because people are so connected into their own group. They want they want to feel a certain way. Feelings are so important to them. You know, all of these, the order, when you think about like somebody intentionally put these together and intentionally put them in the order that they did. So there's before I go there, anybody else have any other thoughts? Anybody want to help Ken learn something about themselves, or maybe help Ken learn something about himself? Anybody care about Ken a whit?
I was just gonna ask, how do we do that?
Well, so Ken went ahead and said, I can see why people go ahead and don't like this. And if you listen to his response, it's a very interesting response. What's interesting about it, Mark? Right? Like, did you listen to him at a deep level? I mean, did he listen to himself at a deep level? Kenny seemed to go ahead and pick it up, but I'm not sure. Kenny, anything you got? Oh, Kenny might have had to take off. So with Ken, um, did you want to say it again, Ken? And it doesn't have to be the same way, or it can be, whatever.
I think people don't like it because they don't think that it's as easy as just stopping it.
Thank you.
They don't, and then they don't. I think I also said well, maybe I didn't. I don't think that they can just stop it.
Yep. Yep. And that's what Luke was saying on the pre-show. Always come early, always stay late. Because if you think what's shared on the recording is good, what's shared before and after is even better. And that's what Luke said. He says, can you really just stop it? And so that's, it's soft. It's a soft way of saying it. It's a seductive way. It's a soft way. It's a kind way to say it. Now, Ken didn't intentionally, I don't think he intentionally softened it up and made it easy for people to hear. Did you do that intentionally, Ken?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I think it's Ken's default. It's just kind of who Ken is. He says stuff in a way, not always, not 100% of the time, and not with 100% of the people, obviously. But he said something that was palatable, something that was, it wasn't confrontive, it wasn't harsh, it was gentle. You could say something like, why don't people like it? You could do it at a higher frequency. Anybody know how to do that?
Well, before they go there, what's interesting to me, Mark, is if I do that, if you're right about me doing that, even me doing it that way, I still am perceived as super hard, super intense, too much in people, too confrontive. Like
Well, do you
that is
think
the
that,
impression that I'm given by
do
other
you,
people, or at least that's what I'm receiving from them.
do you think that if they had heard you in this situation, they would have said that?
No,
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I don't think if they had heard you say this about this situation, I don't think those other people you're talking about who say you're confrontive and you're this and this, I don't think they would have said Ken was being confrontational. Ken was being whatever they say about you. I don't think
no,
that
I agree.
they would have said
Yep.
that.
No, I agree. So I definitely have two gears.
You do have two gears, right? And to be more effective, you're probably going to have multiple gears, like I don't know, at least six, like Kenny's car. Like you're going to need at least six gears, and you're going to need to know when you shift into those different gears.
Yeah, and that's super hard because
Right.
I don't think I even know I'm shifting into a gear until I'm already in the gear
Yep.
and maybe 50 miles down the road. It's like,
Yep.
uh-oh, I'm in a
Yep.
different gear.
Right. Yeah. No. So does anybody know how he somebody could have responded, how Ken could have responded differently, that people would have said he's harsh, he's mean, he's this and that? So why don't people like this video and then shift into a higher frequency, a frequency that people don't like?
I think I could have said people don't like it because people are lazy, they're undisciplined, they are victims, they're they want to blame other people, and they just they don't want to they want to blame other people for their stuff, and they don't really want to change.
That's a higher gear. If he'd have said that, if he'd have said that, a lot of people would take offense to it. How would he have shifted into another higher gear?
Not sure.
You just use a stronger voice, a deeper voice, a more aggressive voice. You know, people are just like her. I mean, they they're victims and they love it. They love the attention they're going to get. So you take your voice and your hands and you start moving your hands and you start taking your inner energy, and you start pushing it out, and you start doing that. And all of a sudden, that's even more. That's a higher gear, even because you're not just saying it monotone. You're not saying it calmly. You're saying it with passion and force. How do you take it even more high? How do you take it even higher? Even a higher gear. You name names. You use people around you. You're saying, Catherine's just like this person and this person and this person. So you just take it higher.
How do you
So
know which gear to go?
you go into the wrong one. It's just like driving a stick shift. You've done that, right?
I have.
Yeah, it's just like that. You'll hear the grunt. You'll hear the gears grind, like like oops, I didn't shift it smoothly there. You'll feel the car. You'll feel, unless you're angry. If you're angry when you're doing it, you often won't feel anything. You won't feel the energy of other people. So if you shift the gear, it might not grind, but you'll see the car either chug. It's not like a smooth. It's like slow. It's like a slow, or you'll hear it just kind of wind underneath it. And Ford versus Ferrari, like he's he's talking to her like a woman. It's like a woman, like, you can do this. Like, come on, baby, we can do this. Like, you've got it in you. Like he's He's one with the car. It's crazy. Melissa, I'm curious about what you think of the Just Stop It video. Watch what happens here, everyone. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have any words for that.
Does
Any good
anyone
words?
want to help Melissa find the words? Okay, I will. So Melissa, it's okay for me to share this, Melissa?
Did you
Go
watch it,
for it.
Melissa?
Melissa,
Yes,
did
I
you?
unfortunately have had the blessing of watching it.
So, Melissa, is it okay if I share it or not?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So Melissa called me a few years ago, 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago, year and a half ago. It was a very traumatic call to me. I haven't recovered since. I need to go into therapy, not with Bob, somebody else that is going to go ahead and understand my pain. Nobody understands my pain. It's okay. Just stop it. Just get over it. But Melissa was calling me about postpartum on Elena. And I said something about the video, like watch the video. And she had seen the video, maybe grew up with the video. Just stop it. This hurt her very significantly. Like she was traumatized by it. So the trauma of, of postpartum is, bad. And then her dad just added to it. I don't know, a number of months later or a year later or sometime later, she brought that up to me. And I thought, and I said, honey, you expect more out of me than the medical community. Like, you don't take one pill and expect to be healed. You don't go to one therapy session and expect to be healed. And so it's like she just took offense. She just got hurt. Is it because she wanted attention? Don't know. Does she even know? But she didn't go ahead and remember the past. Often this is what happens when we're in.
Did you say remember the past?
Yeah, she didn't remember the past.
What
So
was the
my
past
life,
she wasn't remembering?
the 30 years that her father loved her, was there for her, cared for her. He's pretty
Got it.
sharp. He can see things that she can't see. She
Right,
didn't
got it.
remember any of that. She was all stuck. Trauma, if you don't heal from it, trauma's all about the moment. And if we don't heal from past trauma, it creates triggers and we lose control. So one final story, we might do a second one on this, but Melissa, in another situation, we were going to a hospital. I don't know, she was maybe 18 or ish, something like that. And she had a friend in the car, and one of her friends had tried to commit suicide, and he was in the hospital. And we were traveling. And he went ahead and her friend said, I'm afraid I'm going to have a panic attack. And I said, oh, I know how to fix that. And she's like, you do? And Melissa's like, he doesn't know how. And 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 she's like, well, how, Mr. Boersma, how do I fix it? I said, show me a panic attack. And she's like, you can't do that. I said, exactly. Run towards the pain, run towards the trauma, run towards the panic. Don't try to avoid it. I'm not going to hit the tree. I'm not going to hit the tree. And then I hit the tree. I said, run towards it. The one's like, it won't work. But I'm not saying, she's a woman. So, obviously her dad can't understand trauma, especially of a woman. Anyways, there were no panic attacks. And so obviously there's no credit. Like, wow, Dad, you prevented a panic attack. So fast forward a number of years, my son Tim is on the couch and he got the phone back from his brother's death. The police gave it a few months later, and Tim's on my couch in my office, and he says, Dad, I wanted to be with you when I read Jonathan's last text. These are the last times before his brother died. And he's on the couch and he opens up his phone and he sees the last text before his brother died. And he starts heaving and he's having a panic attack and he's heaving and he's like, he's convulsing. And he's like, so what do I do being a good father? I go over and hold him and hug him and try to take my energy and go around him and just like try to calm him down. And it works. Because his dad has some understanding that people don't get. So he calms down and he says, hey, Dad, do you want to read? I'm thinking, no, I do not want to read. I am not prepared for this. No, I'm thinking inside of me, I'm crying out, no, there's no way in the world I can handle this. No, I can't. Like everything inside of me, screaming and yelling, no. And all these images come into my head and I can visualize all the stuff in them. I wasn't there, but I was there. And I went into the room and I won't even go into all the details of all the feelings and the smells and the sounds and everything that I heard when I was in the room that he died. But it all flashed, it all hit me like a tidal wave. And I'm like, be there with your son, be in the moment. And so I said, sure, Tim, I'll read it. And I read it, and then I just lost it. I started crying and weeping, and I started convulsing, and I started like it was just everything hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was having a panic attack. It was crazy. It was insane. Like I'm just like I can't control it. And then Tim says, Dad, stop it. You're having a panic attack. And I said, okay. And he starts laughing. He's like, Dad, that's the coolest thing in the world. He's like, that is so awesome. He says, I wish I could do something like that. That is crazy. Like he laughed, I laughed. And you ask him, obviously, some of you who are cynical, ask him that story. Say, was your dad really having a panic attack or was he just freaking it? Like, ask him. I mean, not that you'll believe him when he says it, of course, but, just do yourself a favor and ask him. So,
I just want to say thank you, Mark. I feel like I know you more. I heard part of that story, but I didn't hear the whole thing. I've got a story that's, I think, related.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll take it into the, voices of integrity for passion. Oh,
Okay.
like that's an amazing, if you guys aren't connected in to that one, oh, like see, this all connects together. And so I can't wait for Ken to share that story in the Passions podcast because it's so awesome. You have any questions on this? Oh, be a participant, don't be a spectator, register for the Life GPS because it'll introduce you to somebody after today's session. Ken's probably going to even do it. And if he does it, anybody will do it. If you have any questions, connect with the individual who invited you to participate, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300 outside the US 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.